Hello everyone, doing a war selection replay. Light Rush as Russia, Light Night Rush, sorry, as Russia. And before I get into much of this, I'd like to thank Donidus MMO for Russia as a country, because he did a giveaway with 6 winners and I was one of the lucky few. So, do check out his channel. He also does weekly, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's weekly war selection content. So I'll put a link in the description, and he's featured on my channel. So anyway, enjoy. So here we're in the Bronze Age, just building some towers, because I didn't want to go. I wanted to get as many workers as I could before I got any sort of military force. As you can see, my neighbour here, he also had the same kind of idea. Except he just I'm pretty sure this stable was just for scouting, as he didn't build very many of them. Orange here is Stone Warrior rushing. And here we've got Asia spamming Spearmen. And I'm now in the Iron Age, so I'm just getting all my upgrades. Weapon upgrades, because I've got 3 forts just to slowly build up 20 to 30 archers, as that seems like a good number. And the enemy here builds another stable and starts building lots of towers, just like me, except he's still in the Bronze Age, I believe. This poor person started making stone warriors and macemen, but they couldn't leave, I don't think. Purple's got water. I think everyone on this map had water. And then here we are. My archers, my 27 archers, chased down some of his horsemen and got rid of those. And he realizes I'm here and starts building a huge wall of towers, while I start making light knights and stables here. Speed up. For most of the game I do just work on this wood line. I've got a very strong economy. My food could do a bit better, but I do build another pier, sorry. I don't really go into building a military for any use in water, as I don't know how this water works out, but there is an island here with 1 resource and some animals. And then there's this island here with plentiful resources, but I don't think Red makes use of that. But it was a good call here for Red to make a military, as he's on the end of the peninsula. I'm also, but I thought I'd divert more of my resources into Light Knights so I can get rid of his towers, because he built a lot of them here. I also made some catapults, and still in the early Middle Ages, but I'm just going up now. I do think I stop so I can have more resources for Light Knights. Finishing off my wall of housing here, and I start an attack. As you can see, the Light Knights melt his houses, while the catapults break down his towers. As they are, oh, I got a friendly fire there. Nothing major though. As you can see, he's still in the Bronze or Iron Age, and I'm already up to halfway to Eastern late Middle Ages. This person, Rocky, he's in Middle Ages as well. I don't think anyone else is. I know this Asia player is. This Asia player doesn't pay much attention to. Or is he dead? Oh no, that person's almost died, sorry. I think purple is almost, red isn't, orange isn't, but blue is. I think he quit at this point. And here we have Rocky spamming lots of rams to force their way into Orange's base. I took out blue, so I just sent in the rest of my Light Knights to try and get rid of as many of these towers, because they'll be a huge hazard later on to my fishing boats and so on. I also tried to kill all of his iron workers in a minute, because I'd like to get onto that iron before he uses. Because once you kill someone, their workers still work on the mines. So now I'm going up to Russia. And my Light Knights are still alive. I've only got a few at this point. A couple. I do send my other Light Knights to Orange's base. I think. Let me just find them. Oh, there's a few here. So those 4 working on the towers still. And eventually they will move over there. So yeah, I just have my catapults destroying the rest of this system here, and I start focusing as ironworkers. And the towers do some damage, but nothing major. And here I'm up to Russia. I love the music for Russia, I have to admit. I've already got some vision towers, so I see a large amount of the map. Obviously I can't see all of this, this is just because I had Fog of War off. And here I'm just getting all these upgrades, slowly but surely. I was going to build a warehouse here, but just as I ran out of wood, I started moving all my workers. I also destroyed that. I think that was a workshop. Here I've got... Oh no, that was a stable, so I don't have to upgrade as much. I've got my catapult still working on destroying these houses and his iron workers. I've got 10 Light Knights, which will be very important in a minute. I'll start upgrading a lot of my workers, just so I have little bits of IR workers in all the places. And I normally save as Eastern and Western Europe my stone nodes till Industrial Revolution, just so I have an increased production rate later. As you can see, my catapults are still working on killing his workers. And there's a single worker that seems to be relentless in attacking them. I still don't understand how there's one worker pushing it with a single ox. But yeah, I'm just moving my Light Knights up, killing all the animals. Leaving my catapults to destroy the towers, what's left of them anyway. And make a little hole in the wall. I've upgraded my fishing boats here. Well, I've started to anyway, still got a nice strong economy. My iron is a bit lacking though. And I send my Light Knights into Orange's base now. I run past, I kill a few of his workers, destroy his pier, and run straight for his town hall. And I just managed to get it. So I eliminate him, but he puts his pier back up, so so his fishing boats keep taking fish. But soon I will be taking my fishing fleet offline, and I start making death scythes and moving all my workers onto stone from wood. Also, I forgot to build my iron mine until just now. This iron will run out soon. I've got plenty of towers, and Rocky here was a bit late to the party in destroying his base, so I get my catapults to remove his military force. He's got a few rams, but nothing major to be scared of. I start building towers so that I have a better visibility, and also just in case I get attacked I hold them off. So here I put a wall of a slightly more defensive formation and a vision tower, because at this point I can't see anything that's coming. But I have a ton of soldiers and partisans mixture. One of my favourite units, soldiers and partisans. I have also my death scythes and the few cannons I made. I start destroying his forward base here. But my food is running quite dry, as Russia doesn't get tractors until Second Industrial Revolution. So I hold off of making more units, and my fishing boats are still in use. So here I miss his pier, but I destroy all those other buildings. But he doesn't really take much of a defensive action. He doesn't build any towers or anything really. So I just walk in and destroy most of his base, as he's still medieval. Most of the enemies are actually still medieval. Oh no, yeah, there's only 3 enemies at this point. 2, because I just killed Rocky. And I'm now in second industrial revolution, so I can start making tractors and rocket launchers. I also start setting up a forward base here, because I've got a huge military. I think that's 51 or 50, something like that. Something like that. And I start pushing on pink space. He sends his medieval units at me, but to no avail. My death sides and cannons destroy his towers, break an entrance in. He doesn't use fish at all, I don't think. So here we are. Got rid of his town hall, and it's just me and Red now. So Red is walled off here, but hasn't realised anyone could walk through here. Otherwise, his defensive position is amazing. I've got some workers here that aren't doing anything at the moment, and got all my tractors out, and I've stopped making anything here now, as it's too far to walk it over. I could make some steamboats or something and land on his shores. But yeah, here we are with my rocket launchers. Well, my favourite Russian unit, as each rocket does quite a large amount of damage. And it's 14 rockets and 30 damage against buildings. So I start destroying all of his buildings. He doesn't have much of a military at this point. He's got a few things, but I've got so many soldiers and towers being set up that there's not really much point in doing anything. With this, I'm starting to run out of resources down here. I'm fine with iron, but my stone is all the way up here now. And I'm just about to finish off his base, I think. I'll speed it up a little. But I do think he calls GG and quits, so yeah, there you go. And here on my left side, firing. And there we go. That's this replay. I hope you enjoy. And I'll see you next video on Tuesday. Goodbye.